Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for joining us today for this exciting webinar, Hyphen Unleashed, Managing Data Simplified. We are thrilled to have you here. Before we dive in, let me quickly set the stage for what we will be covering today. As many of you know, the importance of effective data management cannot be overstated in today's business landscape. Whether you are a seasoned IT professional or someone in a non-technical role, the ability to create actionable insights from your data is crucial. In today's webinar, we will be touching on one of the most important aspects of technology today, that is data and infra management. We will help you understand how Hyphen will help you simplify your business operations. Moving on, let me introduce you to our presenters today. First, on the left is Mr. Puneet Singh. With over 20 years in the information and communications technology industry, Puneet leads Erasmith's cloud practice, mentoring a dynamic team in EC2-based solutions. His expertise spans leadership, technology consultancy, and global service delivery, including 12 plus years at Ericsson Global India. Puneet's work has driven transformation projects across the globe, making him a key figure in cloud solutions and enterprise infrastructure. Next, we have Pranita Bhatt. With over 7 years of experience in finance and sales, Pranita Bhatt has a strong focus on managing key accounts for Hyphen. Driven by a deep passion for her work, she consistently strives for excellence and is dedicated to achieving outstanding results. Next, we have Anuj Garg. With 22 plus years in IT application development, Anuj Garg has been pivotal in new product development and design and solutions, particularly during his tenure at HCL. Currently, he leads the Hyphen and custom development initiatives at Erasmith, driving innovation and establishing best practices. Please make sure to use chat window to submit the questions anytime. As I mentioned earlier, we have muted all participants during the presentation, and hence you need to use the chat option for asking the questions. Feel free to ask the questions anytime during the webinar. You can just drop in the questions in the chat window and our team will pick it up. Of course, depending on the time, we will decide the number of questions that we can take. This webinar is scheduled for about an hour and we would like to finish on time, though we started a few minutes late as there were so many people joining in for the webinar. With that and without making any more delays, let's get started. While I say with great power comes great responsibility. Now I hand it over to Puneet and Pranita, both power and the responsibility to take the webinar forward. Puneet, Pranita, both of you are on mute.
Are we audible now?
Yes, Pranita, you are.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Praveen. Thank you for the introduction. So let's begin. Hi, Puneet. How are you? Good day for a webinar.
Yes, Pranita. Love this day, as today I could avoid wearing my swimsuit to the office. See this? Isn't this nice?
Yeah, but you'll agree, monsoon is a big relief from the scorching heat that everyone witnessed in Delhi NCR, right?
Oh, well, yes, Pranita. Don't we have our buses turn into boats and Delhi turn into Venice every year this month?
Okay, while Puneet, I'm no SME for managing the infrastructure of our city. However, we have something today for our clients wherein business can view their data in more structured way.
Really, Pranita? Have you found your way to the moon or have you found the thermostat to the sun next summer?
I hear you. While we may have not reached the moon or the sun, but we are gathered here to provide practical, cost effective solutions to our client to manage their infra efficiently.
Pranita, these days, IT infra management with its complexities is no less ambitious. And with all the OIT over the internet tools, this has become even more confusing.
Honestly, Puneet, you have got me confused here. What exactly do you mean? Are we spoiled for too many choices and yet don't know which one works for us without worrying about the cost?
Well, yes, we can discuss monitoring and managing the infrastructure of any type of organization cost effectively. So, here we are today presenting to you all a new revamped tool set that can manage IT infrastructure. Hyphen.
Oh, great. So, my friend Rohan has started an organization. Now he wants to have a single view of his entire IT infra. What if he needs all these servers, applications, networks, visibility under one console? Can Hyphen help in this?
Yes, we can.
Great. So, can he also get a real-time monitoring and visibility of IT assets as a cost-effective solution?
Yes, and much more. It can address multiple challenges like legacy system management, provide custom reports, and SLA management too.
Okay, and what about a way to make IT and non-IT communicate?
Pranita, let me save you some time and tell you all about Hyphen.
Sure.
Hyphen gives you a clear view of your network, storage, databases, and applications all in one place. You can see near real-time data and streamline your operations with centralized access. Hyphen also has dashboards, which help your team easily visualize and analyze information, making it easier to make smart decisions. It's scalable and flexible, improving efficiency and helping your business grow and adapt quickly.
Perfect, Puneet. Having all data in one place with real-time insights will simplify decision making, while the dashboard scalability and flexibility will support our business growth and agility. This is the need of the hour.
Exactly. And you know what? Let me explain in short as to how each component of the architecture works. So up on the screen, we can see the Hyphen architecture. While on the left-hand side of the screen, we see that it is very intelligently structured into four different layers. From bottom to up, we have the infrastructure layer, the monitoring layer, the integration layer, and the presentation layer. Let's start with the infrastructure layer. This is the foundational layer where all the core components and services operate, like servers, databases, and your network devices. Next up is the monitoring layer, which keeps an eye on the infrastructure, tracking performance and detecting issues to ensure everything runs smoothly. Followed by the integration layer, which facilitates the communication between monitoring and the underlying layers. Finally, at the top is the presentation layer, where the users interact with the system through interfaces like dashboards and or applications. And the data flow is the key here, where the data moves from the presentation layer to the infrastructure layer and the other layers down below, facilitated by the integration layer for a smooth operation. So we see each layer has a specific role to make sure the system is efficient, reliable, and user-friendly. As we can see on the right-hand side of the screen, how each of these layers are interacting with each other. With the infrastructure layer, we have all the devices, their data collection happening and parsing happening at the monitoring layer. The adapter and the microservices run at the integration layer. And finally, at the top, where we have the presentation layer, we see Hyphen desk and Hyphen view. So I guess this is a good representation of the Hyphen architecture.
Well explained, Puneet. Now that our viewers understands the inside working of this tool set, let's go on a test drive. What's it?
Certainly, Pranita. Before diving deeper, let's first familiarize ourselves with the three core modules of Hyphen. Hyphen view. This is the dashboard tailored for CIOs and CXOs. Hyphen desk, which is a comprehensive help desk trouble ticket tool. Hyphen mon, the advanced monitoring tool.
Great. Now let me wear my hyphen cap and begin with the use cases of CIO CXO dashboard hyphen view. It is a user-friendly tool that tracks KPIs with visual dashboards pulling data from multiple sources and helping in generating and scheduling reports. And the cherry point is that it allows user of all technical levels to create and customize dashboard at will. Now let me quickly shift to the application. I'm going to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all. So while I log in, the landing page provides a full overview of the infrastructure, perfect for a CIO or a CXO. So we have pre-created 2 tabs for you, application availability and ITSM analytics dashboard. So now user can create as many as dashboards they want and cover more KPIs. So let's create a security dashboard for IT security team. So when I say create a dashboard, I mean it is a self-service functionality where hyphen view lets you easily create your own dashboard. We're going to go to dashboard management, click on canvas, create, and let's give it a name, cybersecurity. Once verified successfully, on the right, we have options to add multiple divisions. I can easily drag, drop, change the dimensions and create my own layout. And on your left side, you can see KPIs. I can just simply drag and drop them into divisions. Click on save and we can preview it. So now creating a dashboard, Puneet, is now as easy as dragging and dropping reports and choosing your own layout template.
Impressive.
So I'll just go back to the dashboard, and this is something a desired result should look like. So moving to our next functionality, self-service reporting. So now this is very interesting, Puneet. Our very talented developers have made this part very easy for people like me who are non-technical. So the catch is I can simply write an English statement and in the background, the system will convert the natural query to a structured one. Let me show you how. I'll go to report management, click on new report. I have multiple databases to select from. Now I'll go to MySQL and connect, select the schema and custom query. So now, for example, I want a component report. So instead of writing query here, I'll simply click on bot and give it a natural statement. Component report. Click on generate query. Within seconds, I'm going to get in fact, before I can finish my sentence, I've received the structured query. So now I'll just confirm it, go to test query. Once valid, I'll just click on report, select the chart, the type, maybe a bar chart. I'll choose the update interval, and there you are. Now, this is as easy and amazing and Pranita friendly, Puneet.
Yeah, it is.
So now moving on to our next functionality, schedule report. So as the name suggests, it's for automating the scheduling of reports to be sent to top management or desired recipients at regular intervals. So for this, we're going to quickly go to report scheduler, click on this, give it a name, click on select the reports that we want to be sent in Excel and in PDF form. I'm going to select the date, the time. I can send it to recipients. I can copy and loop in other recipients. I can give them a text to read from. I have 3 options of the interval: weekly, daily, monthly, and finally I'll choose the start date. And I'll just add it to the scheduler. So this is a desired PDF report in the recipient's inbox. So this sums up our Hyphen view demo, and we can take up any questions later in the Q&A section. Over to you, Vineet.
Thanks, Monica. So, guys, I will take a few seconds before I share my screen. Moving on to the next module. And while I do that, I would just like to ask you, Pranita. I'm sure you're an online shopper as well, right? So how was your Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day experience?
Oh, it's really good. All the discounts and all.
Yeah. So with this, we know that I'm sure we have all experienced an online shopping experience where Amazon.com or Flipkart.com website takes far too long to load or fails to load. One of the most prevalent complaints from our clients is about application's real-time user experience and performance deterioration. So our next module in the Hyphen suite, Hyphen Mon, takes care of this issue, which is for servers, networks, and application monitoring. Let me walk you through here. So on the left-hand side of our screen, we see right under the Hyphen logo, we have Marketplace, we have Journal Service, and we have certain other tabs. At the heart of our system is the Journal Service section, which provides a comprehensive overview of all the applications configured within Hyphen Mon. This section is further divided into two sub-tabs, services and the visual database. Let's look at the services page first. And the services page is our one-stop shop for performance data across all of our applications, whether you're running Java, Node, or Python application, all of them can be configured under the services section. You will see them all here. For the purpose of this demo, we are running this setup in our lab machine. You'll see all these applications are configured with full performance metrics in a while. This single view allows you to easily monitor and manage heterogeneous application environments. Next, underneath the services is the visual database subtab, which is a powerful tool for database performance optimization. It offers a clear view of all the databases connected to your applications, thereby highlighting areas of slowness, analyzing load, and measuring query speed. This information becomes invaluable as it helps you to fine-tune your database queries. As we also know that our applications run on resources, it is important for us to have insights into the utilization of metrics like CPU, RAM, and memory. And that's where the infrastructure tab helps us. Next up is the browser component, which monitors the real user experience and is popular with the program creators. This provides important endpoint and user experience KPIs. It shows you how your app works in real conditions, letting you detect and fix user satisfaction concerns. Lastly, we have the alerting tab, which is a proactive feature that manages alerts and notifications, keeping you informed about potential issues in your application and the underlying infrastructure. So our first use case today is around application diagnostics. Right? As we see, there are two use cases on our screen here, the application diagnostics and the real user monitoring, though there are several other use cases, but in the interest of time, we shall take these two. Now, as we go back to the start, where we have the services section, we see that there are two applications configured here in our environment. Right? And along with these two, we also see certain important metrics displayed. This view displays a bird-eye view of the overall health of the applications with these 4 metrics. However, there are 2 key metrics here: the abdict score, right on the rightmost of our screen, and the load. Let's talk about the abdict score first. The abdict score, ranging from 0 to 1, measures the user satisfaction with application response times closer to 1, indicating optimal performance, whereas the load metric tracks the incoming request to the application over time to help us determine when to scale up the infrastructure. On further selecting the My Shop, if I click on it, it drills down to the dashboard with different KPIs. It also includes the slow endpoint list KPIs right in the center of our screen, as we can see. And what this actually shows us is those application threads that are having latency or performance issues. So let's see the first one here with the figure 47 next to it. This particular endpoint information, which is supposedly the slowest of the endpoints. If I click on the 3 dots next to it, it enables me to further drill down into the related trace. On clicking upon this, it gives us further information. One more click here. It will give me details such as the service, the instance, the endpoint, error if there is any, and other important information regarding the trace. Now, let me also take you back to one very important aspect here in this section. If we see, there is this topology tab, and if I click on this, you get to see the glimpse of the application topology, which gives a better visibility of the connections. So this section helps us identify the services that are healthy or unhealthy by differentiating the same with the color code. So if I hover my mouse around the user who's accessing the application My Shop, we can see that My Shop application is further connected at the back end to 2 different connections, the database instances. And if there is going to be any issue with any of the connections, we see these flashing dotted lines moving, they would change their color. So this sums up our first use case. Now we can move on to the next use case that we have seen earlier, which is related to real user monitoring. For this, we will have to move to the browser section where we see our application My Shop. In clicking upon the My Shop, it will open up another drill down dashboard. There you see. It shows app load in calls per minute over time, revealing traffic trends, a very vital stat for anyone in the IT environment to know, or the application owners to know how their applications are behaving in the real environment. Now, this dashboard summarizes the app's performance metrics. It shows app load calls in calls per minute over time. As I mentioned, traffic trends. Then we also see right in the center of the screen, the top hot pages. This section points out to user activity by listing the most visited pages. And right next to it is again, a very important aspect as to the top unstable pages with error rate. This section highlights high error pages, indicating issues. To gain further insights into the specific pages, we can navigate ourselves back to the page tab. So right next to the version and the trace in the center is a page tab. On clicking upon it, it gives us information on the specific endpoints. And if I choose one of these, I can see several metrics getting displayed. And these are much more detailed now. For example, the current view tracks first paint latency, first time to paint average, DOM ready, time to first byte, all very important metrics for your applications. It also gives us an insight into the backend network connections, most importantly, the TCP connection or the DNS resolution. And for the end user, the most important metric would be the page load time. As we can see here on the screen, for this particular transaction, we have 611.3 ms. So this is a very brief introduction of what Hyphen with these two use cases and many more can accomplish. I'll only like to conclude here by saying that Hyphen helps you identify the root cause of bottlenecks that are impacting the application response time and end user experience. It is certainly a powerful tool for application performance monitoring. Thank you. Back to you, Praveen.
Thank you, Puneet. That was a very informative session. Especially, I think the role user monitoring is going to come really handy to our clients. So now I'll quickly take you to our next module, Hyphen Desk, our help desk tool. So it is a web-based IT service management platform, including a fully customizable asset management in a help desk system, which is ITIL compliant. So here we'll be covering two use cases today. Asset management. Here I'll demonstrate how the asset manager can maintain end-to-end asset lifecycle of entire infrastructure under one console. And second would be service catalog automation. Here I'll show automated server provisioning. So with end user journey, how he chooses the service, how he raises a ticket, and how automatically it goes to the assigned manager and gets approved and is added to the CMDB. So I'll again quickly share my screen. I hope that's visible. So here I'm logged in with the asset manager. So once we log in, we are taken to the landing page of the already configured items of the organization, and we can have an bird eye view of entire infrastructure. To deep dive more, we can go to configuration management overview. We'll go to configuration management overview, and here we can see all the infrastructure, virtualization, end user devices, software, and application. Now let's do one thing. Let's just deep dive more. Go to servers, and here on your screen, we have all the listed servers of the company. So if I click on one, let's say this one, here we can see complete details of it. Under properties, we can see all the general details like status, purchase date, end of warranty, etc. If any software is associated with the server, we can see details here. In contacts, we can see who is responsible for managing the server. And we can see related and associated documents as well, like license, etc. So if this server is associated with any application, we can view it in the application solution tab. And to deep dive more, we have these three dots. We can see other details like FC boards, active tickets, etc. So if any ticket like incident, problem, user request, etc. is associated with the server, we can view it in the active tickets tab. So Hyphen desk is very customizable, Puneet, and it is very user friendly. So if any user wants to add their own infrastructure elements like CCTV, UPS, NVR, it is very much possible. And as we mentioned in the starting, Hyphen desk is ITIL compliant. We cater other modules like incident management, problem management, change management, and SLA management. So this sums up our first use case. Moving on to service catalog automation. So here in this use case, now Rohan from myshop.com wants to raise a request for provisioning of a server. So let me take you through his journey of how Rohan as end user is going to raise a ticket and how it will go to the concerned manager for approval automatically. Now let me log in with the end user. So here, this is the end user console. This is the dashboard. Now to raise a new request, I'll go to new request tab. Here, Rohan has various options to select from a service catalog. Now he'll go to server provisioning and will fill in all the details in the form, like expiry date, OS, hardware sizing, etc. Then he'll have to click on submit, and once Rohan request will be created, it will be listed on the ongoing request tab. So now this raised request is assigned to the concerned manager. And now let me log in to end user manager console. I'll quickly log in. And this is the end user manager console. Here, I'll go to approvals. Now you can see all the active tickets waiting for the manager to get approved. I'll select and approve or reject these one by one. I'll just quickly going to unselect and select one. I'll click on approve. And once approved, now the server is created on AWS instance. Once created, it will be automatically added to the Hyphen desk CMDB. The same can be viewed in the asset manager console. Let me take you there quickly. I'll go to overview. Under configuration management, I'll go to AWS instance. Earlier, the count, if you had seen, it was 15. And as we have approved the request, it is now 16. So now I'll quickly go to the resolved tickets from the end user console. Open one user request ticket. And here you can see all the details of the server. So this sums up our Hyphen desk demo. Moving on to our next segment, data sheets. Over to you, Puneet.
So we will just see the data sheets coming up on the screen in a minute. Yeah, thanks. So let's look at the data sheets pertaining to Hyphen view first. As we can see, what it talks about, the benefits with the single window pane, self-service reporting framework, SLA report generation, and the compatibility with a wide range of databases, and also multi-tenant reporting available on cloud as well. Now, if we go to the second page here, we see that it supports both the operating systems of Windows as well as Linux. Alongside, as I mentioned, that the supported databases, we can see a wide range of supported databases alongside a REST API based integration also available, which really enables this as to be integrated and be available in any IT environment. I'm also glad to share this piece of news that Hyphen View was one of the promising brands as recognized by the Economic Times in year 2022. And our wonderful team of developers have already developed service packs for reporting available on these very popular OEM platforms, as we can see on the screen. Now I like to move to further to the next data sheet, which is about Hyphen Desk. And thanks, Pranita, for walking us through both the Hyphen View demo as well as the Hyphen Desk. A few details in the literature now for Hyphen Desk. It is definitely, as you mentioned, ITL compliant. As we can see, incident management, problem management, change management, configuration management with the same DB we've seen all of those capabilities already available. Moving on to the second page, you see that it also has an auto assignation and an SLA-based incident categorization available, along with the email and the SMS notification. And not to forget that it has REST API or a web service-based capability as well. Now we will quickly move to the other data sheet, which is the Hyphen-Mon data sheet. And here, what we see, it actually supports and compatible with a wide range of infrastructure devices for the network. To begin with Cisco, we see the screen. If we move down, the list is pretty long, so I will just move a little bit quickly on this. It's all about network monitoring. Then we have the OS, standard Windows parameters and metrics that Hyphen-Mon is capable of monitoring. On the Unix side as well, after the Unix operating system, you see now the databases, MySQL, so this gives you a detailed view of metrics that Hyphen-Mon is capable of monitoring across not only the network devices, the operating system, both Windows and Linux, and also database.
Puneet, a quick
Right.
time check.
So, yeah. Thanks, Praveen. I think we are done with the data sheets now. So back to you.
All right. Thanks, Puneet. Okay. While during introduction, you might have seen me introducing one more person. And so if you remember, I introduced 3 presenters, but you saw only 2 so far. So let me clear the air. Anuj is the SMA and leading Hyphen from the front. And he'll be answering the questions so that you can hear it from the horse's mouth directly. Before I take up the questions, request all the participants to use the chat window or Q&A section to ask questions. So let's jump into the questions, and Anuj, I'm assuming you are able to hear me.
Yeah, Puneet, I can hear you.
All right, Anuj, and if you can switch on your camera as well, that'll be great, so that the participants can see you and relate to you. All right. Thank you, Anuj. So the first question that we got is, can this tool monitor performance of containers and Kubernetes framework?
Yes, Puneet. The Hyphen whole stack and the suite supports the Kubernetes as it comes with the different containers are there that can be deployed on different pods, and accordingly it can be vertically and horizontally scaled as per the requirement with different monitoring matrices as well as with different kind of scalability. I hope I have answered the query, Prashant.
All right. I am hoping that this answers the questions that the audience was looking for. There was another question which was actually answered during the presentation, but let me just take this question and see if you want to add anything on this. The question was, can this also bring insights on layer 7 application performance, synthetic real user monitoring?
Hyphen Mon supports synthetic monitoring. So what it does, Hyphen records the web transaction of the application. It is being executed or run or from the different geolocations or from the single geolocation, and it checks for the responses, application response on this. In case of any breachment out there, the the alerts or the events will be coming to the alarm console of the module, or it can be also notified on the WhatsApp or on the SMS as well.
All right. Next question, though I think it was answered during the presentation, but let me still take this. Is Hyphen a cloud-based SaaS solution or an on-prem as well?
I would say it is both. Uh, in case of cloud solution, Hyphen version comes with the name Hyphen Cloud, which is deployed on DigitalOcean. And as far as the connectivity with the remote connectivity with the client environment is concerned, it makes the connection by VPN or with the help of secure tunnel.
Awesome. Again, a similar question which you answered earlier. I think this was answered already. Hyphen man, can Hyphen mon do synthetic monitoring? So yes, you have already answered that. The next question, is it possible to log incident or request at Hyphen desk using any messengers like WhatsApp or any social networking channels?
Yes, Hyphen can integrate with WhatsApp and any other social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook. Hyphen also comes with the REST APIs. If you want to use the REST out there, you can integrate it. You can integrate the application out there, like with the IVR platform, or you can integrate with the monitoring layer for auto ticketing purposes.
Awesome. Next question is particularly on the real estate industry. So is there a use case for Hyphen in real estate asset management?
Sorry, come again, Praveen. You
So
voice.
the question is specifically towards the real estate industry, and the question is there a use case for Hyphen in real estate asset management?
Yes, we have multiple customers where we were using Hyphen out there, like for managing the uh, for example, the smart cities projects were there. New Raipur project was there. Hyderabad smart city project was there, in which we have where the users have used out there different monitoring tools out there, and we have given an integration layer and a dashboard layer out there for presentation and integration purposes. So yes, it can it can be used in the real estate domain as well.
So what I hear you, Anuj, saying that hyphen is not specific to a particular industry, for example, IT industry, but the application of hyphen is spread across all industries, and people from all industries are. I mean, people from all industry can benefit using hyphen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. Next question is on the license model. So, what are the license model?
Uh, Over to
Yeah.
you, Puneet.
Um, yeah, thanks, Praveen, for that question. First of all, I'm glad that whatever you saw today, uh, you found it interesting. And while we have our pricing model in place, we'll be more than happy to have a discussion with you separately, one on one, in order to first of all understand your environment and then recommend the right solution based on which the license pricing can be discussed.
All right, thanks, Puneet. So, Amit Talok, this was your question, and we'll be more than happy to discuss further with you. You can drop in your details, and our team will be more than happy to discuss and take it forward. Another interesting question, Anuj, for you. While talking about hyphen, hyphen mon, hyphen view, we have not mentioned anything about the scale of hyphen. So, will it support big, small, medium enterprises, large enterprises? What is your take on that?
You can take anything, Praveen. We have the use cases and the businesses and the customers, which is having very small environment to the medium size environment and a big t-shirt environment as well. So it covers anything and everything without there with respect to the IT infrastructure management and monitoring.
Wonderful. Okay, so keeping the time in mind, we'll just take one last question and a quick response from you. Can this be able to monitor non-IT devices and get performance data?
Uh, all the non-IT devices which are being used are there. I believe it is concerned with the sensors out there. These sensors are direct integrated with their respective admin console for monitoring purposes. Yes, Hyphen comes with one of the module called Hyphen X. Through that, you can integrate it and you can pull the data in terms of performance and other and convert it into the incidents and you can pull that data and you can push that data into the KPIs dashboards, which is called as Hyphen View.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anuj. Now, keeping the time in check, if there are any other questions that the audience has, we will be sharing our contact details so you can reach out to us with that. Moving on, while sending the webinar details, we had also mentioned that we will be providing hyphen access complimentary for 3 months. So if you are interested in exploring our tools, just send an email at info@erasmith.com. You can tell us your requirements and which specific tool you would like to access. Include your contact and company details in the email, and we will respond with access details shortly. And as I said, you can enjoy 3 months of free access to the tools, no strings attached. And if you would like to explore Hyphen for your organization, please let us know in the chat window or drop us an email. We will be more than happy to connect with you to understand your requirement and help you with with how Hyphen can help your organization grow. Moving on, as we had mentioned in our earlier messages, we will be conducting a lucky draw now. We'll be randomly selecting 5 lucky winners from our participants. And this is how it works. We have gathered the names of all attendees who have registered and participated in today's webinar. And let me give the caveat. This is only for the external participants. Um, we have a different contest going on for the Erasmus members. In just a moment, we'll do a random selection to pick the 5 winners, and we will do live on the screen. If your name is drawn, you will receive a special prize from us as a token of our appreciation for joining today. And if you do get selected, please drop in a mail at info@erasmus.com and provide us your details. And you can also, mention your details in the chat. So let me just go ahead, share my screen, and let's do the spin the wheel. All right, so here we go. And Abhijit, request you to take the notes, take the name of the people who get selected. So here we go. Let's have the first name. G. Srinivas Rao is our first winner. And we will go ahead with the second name now. Amitalok is the second person. And if I remember correctly, Amit, you asked a very, very valid question as well. Congratulations, Pradeep Kumar Saxena. You are the third lucky winner. We have 2 more names to pick up. Himanshu Gandhi, congratulations. And this will be the last pick for the day, the fifth person. Prateek Verma, congratulations. All 5 of you, please share your details with our team, and we will reach out to you with the with an email as we would be requiring your mailing details. Moving on, let's go back to the presentation slide. Thank you, Abhijit. We can move to the next slide. We would love to stay connected with you. You can follow us on our social media channels to continue the conversation and stay informed about all things Erasmus and Hyphen. If you have any questions or you would like to explore any of our tools further, don't hesitate to reach out to us via email info@erasmus.com, or you can reach out to us with the other channels as well on our social media or through the phone. We are here happy to help you with your requirements and give you access to the tools the best suit your needs. Moving on, with that, I would like to thank Puneet, Pranita, Anuj, and all the participants for joining us today. At this point, I would like to ask entire Erasmus team to turn on their cameras so that the participants can see the people behind Erasmus and Hyphen. Please feel free to reach out to our team if you have any questions for the presenters or for any of our services. We will be glad to answer them for you. Do like and follow us on our social media channels to stay connected and updated. On behalf of Hyphen and Erasmus, I would once again like to thank everyone for joining us today. This concludes today's webinar. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the day and a great week ahead. We look forward to staying in connection. We look forward to take this partnership and the connection that we have done today to the next level. Have a wonderful day, guys.